My name is Luke Stewart. I'm 31 years old, been tattooing for 10 years, and all in the Bay Area here. Grew up in the Bay Area. First tattoo I did myself. Judge hammers on my ankle out of my buddy's house when I was 14. It's all covered up now, but yeah, it was a doozy. No stencil, just went for it. I was exposed to 222 back in the heydays, and I think that's what really first inspired me to want to be a tattooer, is just seeing those guys and seeing what an awesome environment was, and just seemed like a kick-ass job to have.
My first session or two was at 222 before he'd closed it, which is just like a few blocks away from here. My name's Chaboya. I've been tattooing for 9 years now. I'm 31 and we're at 7 Sun Tattoo.
My name is Croci. I've been tattooing for 14 years. I'm 38 years old and I work for 7th Sun Tattoo. One of my dad's best friends in high school went on to get a bunch of tattoos from Wild Tuttle and then took care of Wild Tuttle's tattoo museum part-time, off and on over the years. And so I was always really attracted to tattoos. My first literal tattoo was a skull about the size of a quarter that I hand poked on my shin when I was 16. But the first tattoo I got in the shop was on my 18th birthday. I got Theo Jack, when he worked at Henry Goldfield's, to put a little character from the old Circle Jerks punk rock album on my upper arm.
I got my first tattoo actually from the same person, I think Jeff. Jeff said he got tattooed by Theo Jack at Goldfield's, like in the 80s. I went out with Theo and I got tattooed by him when I was 16 at Goldfield's. My name's Cecilia Altamirano. I work at 7th Sun and I've been tattooing for 13, 14 years. I worked at a really sweet shop called Braindrops, and I use the word sweet, like the people were very, very sweet. And I worked with Yataro and a guy, Philip.
I actually started getting tattooed at Braindrops, where Cece used to work, where I eventually got a job, and that's how I kind of got into it. But funny enough, she did not want me to work there. And she said, you know, hire whoever you want. I don't really have a preference, but not that guy. I'd wanted to tattoo since high school. I just never really thought that it would happen. I think as you get tattooed, you become aware of how difficult it is to get into the industry. You know, you get a sense of how protected it is and how little information people like to generally give. And I'm not too pushy of a person, so it didn't seem like something that would happen for me.
My foot in the door came from, I started doing jiu-jitsu here in the city. When I'd been training for a little bit, and a few years prior to that, I ran into Luke. One day I walk in the academy and there he is. I'm like, oh, so I wound up training, and about a month or so into it, he actually asked me, he's like, hey, you ever think about doing tattoos? And I just so happened, I was gonna actually go start doing a crazy apprenticeship with a buddy of mine in San Diego. And I was like, screw it, I'm just gonna fly down there, work with him for a little bit, come back up and just do like whatever I could to make it happen. And he was like, hey, we're looking for an apprentice over at Goldfield's, and would you be interested? And I was like, dude, of course.
This whole shop is just amazing. Every day I get here, I can't even believe I'm walking into this amazing building and full of this awesome crew.